I was thinking, when I first graduated college 20 years ago, I my portfolio was full of print design work. It was all logos, all print work. I had, I think, one website in there, and you have to keep in mind this is what, 3 years before the iPhone debuted, as if I could afford that. And it was all print. It was all print. It was all Photoshop, Illustrator, and Quark Express, which, I don't even know if people out there have heard
Yeah.
of that. If you wanna dig through the archives of Quark Express, you have my blessing, but, these things just get eclipsed. They just get eclipsed over time, and you started thinking about, why is it that certain, we talk about in-demand tech skills, and why certain things get phased out and why certain things kind of,
Like
what are your
Sketch.
thoughts?
Sketch
Like
was the
Sketch.
thing, and then Figma took over. I mean, it even took over Adobe in a sense to me, if I'm being honest. Adobe
Yeah.
XD was something that I learned. I had to quickly learn Figma because no one was using anymore, or using it anymore. I think this is a phenomenal topic about why things are either phased out or, somehow they are no longer relevant. I think Nokia, the president of Nokia or the CEO, one of the leaders in Nokia talked about that, like, "Man, we didn't do anything wrong," but they also didn't innovate with, the changing of the time. So, yeah, I'm here for it. I think we have a lot to add to what's important, what skills are valuable, because there's so much to learn. YouTube University is everything, right? And it can be too much if we're not careful, so
Yeah, it's really fascinating, and things do, right? Sometimes you just fades away, like the blockbuster years of old, I think is, which is so unfortunate, and now my heart's melting a little bit, but, I mean, just because it is a good time, talking about, like, Sketch, right, which I still love Sketch, although I don't use it anymore. We are a Figma house, and those skills, they start coming into prominence really. Why? Because, new technologies emerge and the skills related to them emerge, and something that, powerful about Figma is that you got a lot up front for free, and that took a huge gap. I mean, that took a huge bite out of the industry, and not to mention that, it has a huge support system. Figma, you know, the free templates you can get, the UI kits you can get, the project management templates you can get, all for free. It has a really strong creative community out there, and I think for those who are in the Figma community know, I mean, there's just no end to the amount of resources that you can get, and that's, sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes it just takes that. When Adobe InDesign came out, trying to take over Quark Express, they said you could never take Quark Express because the major printers use Quark Express. They're all ready for it. And so Adobe said, all right, well, you know what we'll do is we'll just pay to have all those printers convert. And that's what they did. And then InDesign took it over. Now print is, more often dead than not, but it's that kind of thing that sometimes really keeps tech moving, keeps, sundowning skills.